we met here to discuss that what is the cause of crime. Alright, what is a crime? An illegal act for which someone can be punished by government, especially a gross violation of law. The person who commits a crime is guilty. Why do people commit a crime? Because of society or individual? In our opinion, individual cause of crime. Because if individuals fail to meet their basic needs, the trend in crime increases. Smallest structural unit of society is individual, and the decision of individual is the decision of society. Why are countries divided into two parts, or why do families cut off from each other? Because the decision of each individual is not same. If individuals see the person who doesn't embrace her or his ideas, he or she can commit a crime. Jean-Paul Sartre says, a crime, the person who commits it divides his or her life into two. The individual who matured and have completed the development of personality healthy now that the individual is the source of the problems and accept individual's guilt. For example, when the students get bad grade on the exam, and if this student say that he or she get bad grades because of not working, he or she matured. But if this student said that he or she get grades because the teacher asked difficult question, this student doesn't mature sufficiently. Namely, we think the society cause of crime because we don't want to admit our crime. People have will, and whatever happens, we can stop ourselves. We can lead our life as an individual, so we are responsible for our actions. We are not the person who people wants us to be. We are who we decide to be. Putting the blame on others people is very easy. Consequently, every top must stand on its own bottom, because regardless, we make the final decisions. We are individual and we create society. If we admitted our crimes and if we understood that individual cause of crime individually, crime rate will be reduced. And finally, I have to say that what we can tell you, if you don't want to change your decisions, you won't change your decisions. Here, committing a crime like this.
Today, we want to discuss about the reason of crime. We believe society and rigor cause crime. To latest research, increase in population and poverty are the biggest causes of crime and much of world's worries. Increase in population and poverty mean inequality among people is going up day by day. While rich children are happy or having little problems with their families, every single day in the whole world, a member of a poor kid's family dies. If we look at the most dangerous countries, we will see poor countries. But why? As long as you have poverty in your society, there will be crime and unrest. Now, I want to point out a quote which belongs to El Camaro. El Camaro, who is a famous writer, said, "Poverty is like a punishment for a crime you didn't commit." You don't choose your family or your society. What I mean is, you can be born in Norway or in Iraq. People who are needy commit every crime in order that they or their family can live or they can be part of a community. Like we all know, there are lots of needy people. When the government or the other people don't help them, they have to do badly paid jobs, despite having necessary qualifications to do well-paid jobs. So this inequality pushes people to crime and their hearts become hateful. However, wealthy people commit too. In my opinion, the reasons are greed and their unloving families. Problems come from their childhood and they want to take attention. they want love and compassion. If you have love and money, will you commit a crime? You have all you need. Therefore, you don't want to lose people who love you or your money. So how can we keep people away from the crime? In my opinion, governments have big responsibilities. They need to understand that they can't prevent crime by putting people in jails, because you should aim to prevent crime, not to punish people. When a new baby is born, government should examine his or her family and family's lifestyle. If the family is too poor to take care of a baby, or if they are unloving people, government should take the baby, like in Germany. Also, they should support people who are needy but clever in business world. All we need is equality, make people equal and prevent crime.
Yes, every people have got different thoughts, opinions. Every individual is different because of their brains. Society comes from individuals. Our thoughts can be decent or beneficial things, but on the other hand, we can do something bad or which isn't good for our life. Yes, this is your choice. For instance, society gives you a weapon. If you think right, you don't use the weapon, or you change it, not society. If we think right, we don't commit an offense. What if the individuals can think right? Nobody forces you to the crime. The community's biggest hope is individuals. We all can think and choose something bad or something good with our thoughts. Is not life which is based on our decision? People get punishment because of their decisions and opinions results. Majority of people who committed an offense can't think clearly and they are guilty anymore. So what is the effect? Is it the public? Is it the individual? It's not recent event. It occurred in the past. It's still happening. It will occur in the future. We know it. The crime rates are rising, but it doesn't mean that in the past there were no crimes or in the future they will decrease. I can give instance to tell better. There is no researching about first person who committed an offense. But we can think on first terms, AIDS. There were no crimes, but how did they commit an offense? They didn't know crime's meaning. This is all about our minds. I can give instance from our religious book, Adam and Eve's sons, Abel and Cain. On these times, there were no person or society who they can envy. Nevertheless, one of these brothers committed an offense and killed his brother. We can say there was no person who is affected on the parents to raise their children badly. So why? Why do people want to commit an offense? What forces the people to do crime? Individuals. I want to talk about the influence of media in criminals. The influence that media has in society is growing more and more every day. Competition among newspapers, magazines, cinema, and television pushes the media to develop new ways to catch people's attention. More specifically, I think that TV programs have a major effect. Because nowadays, the amount of people who like to watch TV a lot is going up. And as I see it, the reason is we want entertainment. Sport programs, movies, and other programs are the providers that we need to have a relaxing time. And the emotion that we experience in the movies takes us to a different set of mind while we are watching. For a moment, some of us might even believe that we are the actors of the movie. Nevertheless, I believe that for some people, the effect that media has on them doesn't stop when the movie or news ends. And this effect might be because of a change of a behavior, and not always for the better. Because media doesn't pay attention to what they publish. Plenty of news, documentaries, or even cartoons contains violence a lot. People stab each other in order to money. Or people attack someone on the streets so that they can steal his or her money. And these crimes that we see on the media affect our mindsets a lot. And the very first step to stop these crimes is banning the useless and dangerous TV programs. Or at least scale them in a certain way. In a nutshell, if we want to stop these crimes from around the world, we need to stop media's dangerous effects.
Here, I'm an individual. You're individuals too. We create the society. Our ideas create the society. In this case, the offender isn't society. It is subconscious. The human brain is complicated but smooth mechanism too. It is evidence of call once arm shots. Stieg Larsson says, there are no blameless people. There are people who take responsibility for the crime. Actually, everyone is potential offender, but just some of us act this feeling. I want to ask one question to defend the society reason of crimes. Why don't we divide the punishment to society? Why individuals take all punishment him or herself? Anyway, today we discussed about what is the reason of crimes, individuals or society, but we couldn't find any solution. Firstly, I want to ask one question too. Who is the offender? The dead person or the killer person? I think the dead person pay his or her punishment with his or her life, but the killer person just be in the jail for a few years. It shows our punishments are inadequate. Ursula Le Guin says, if you want to create crime, you lie down and laugh. People don't understand the favor. People understand the punishment. So punishments must be agreed to reduce the crime rates. In when government's punishments are less, it isn't about forgive. It is about crime's fairness. Don't forget, people's lives aren't cheap things.
Today, I want to talk about the reason of crime. I would like to start by saying we believe that the reason of crime is society. Society's point of view for education is completely wrong. Society thinks all children are educated on equal terms and assumes that all children can get good marks or have a good life to live. They don't care about unlucky, poor, etc. children. Also, they exclude unsuccessful children. When they see these type of children, they just get away from them, and they think all of their life depends on a degree exam, or a success. Also, there is no chance or hope for them to live. So children feel excluded, and they start looking need people to accept themselves. Generally, they assume that they can find, but rest of people who are greedy and think themselves cunning pretend to be good for them and start to use them. After a few days, they start to use them. And when the child becomes useless, they throw them just like rubbish. And of course, this situation brings new crimes and criminals together. Also, I think education is the most important thing in the world. But society doesn't offer good educational conditions to children because society hasn't developed itself in this regard. Although the society is incapable about offering educational conditions, they are looking for success from children and they prepare job opportunities for the future according to this situation. And when people can't get enough success, they exclude he or she again, then unemployment starts to increase and it brings new crimes and criminals and thieves together. So we think society is the reason of crime and criminals. Thank you.